CRUSH introduces a unique paddle to the market called Racket that is specifically designed for tennis players. The paddle weighs in at 7.7 ounces and features a thermoformed raw carbon fiber hitting surface for more power and a tried and true polypropylene honeycomb core. The extended 6.5-inch handle is one of the longest handles on the market, making it perfect for players who love to hit two-handed backhands. And the 17-inch length is the maximum allowed for ultimate reach. Now, we've play tested a ton of paddles the last couple years, and I think with this CRUSH racket, I wanted to start off with its most distinguishable feature, and that is the handle or the grip. It is one of the longest, if not the longest, handles on the market. And for me, that meant I could comfortably put both of my hands on the grip, and that benefited me when I was hitting my two-handed backhand. I love to hit my two-handed backhand, and I was really able to get a lot of spin because I was really able to get my wrist going and kind of dip that ball into the no volley zone or kind of at my opponent's feet and catch them by surprise.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to totally agree. I also use a two-handed backhand, and the grip length on this is perfect for that. Previously, I would have said that D&M Edge 18K paddle was my favorite for players with two-handed backhands, but this paddle has surpassed that one. It's a little bit longer, and I feel like I can get both hands on it, and I can really drive my shots on my backhand side. Moving on to power though, I thought this was a fairly powerful racket. It's not the most heavy paddle, but because I think it is more head heavy, there's more mass in that head area, so I was able to really hit some nice driving shots from the baseline and really also hit some great returns on it. Moving up to net, I didn't think it necessarily translated as well up there. I just felt like maybe the head was a little bit smaller than I was used to, and I wasn't getting the pop, the free power that I was used to with larger head sizes.
I think we're going to agree on a lot of aspects of this paddle. For me, I thought that it was definitely a more power-oriented paddle compared to control. So I got easy power, which was great from the baseline, and I needed to use that spin that I was talking about earlier to keep my shots in the court. And the one thing I didn't notice when I moved up to net was very similar to you, is I felt like there was a lot of weight up in the tip, and that was most noticeable when I was doing quick reflex volley exchanges. Sometimes I felt like I was lagging or a little bit late. But on the plus side of that, I also thought it was a pretty stable paddle. I didn't feel like it was getting pushed around, and even when I was reaching for the ball or hitting a little bit outside of the sweet spot, I thought the paddle absorbed the power well and didn't twist.
Now moving on to the feel department, this is a thermoform paddle, and unlike the other traditional thermoform paddles, this one I felt was a little bit more quiet and a bit more muted feeling, a softer feeling than those, so definitely I appreciated that more quiet response, and I think neighbors around the pickleball courts appreciated that as well.
I think for me, maybe one small difference is I didn't have a big adjustment period with this. Surprisingly though, because looking at it, you know, it is a longer length, and then the head shape and size itself is a little bit smaller than my current preference in paddles, but I was surprised that I was really kind of able to get on the court and start grooving, and that smaller head really didn't affect me at all, and maybe, you know, I was able to hit the ball nice in the sweet spot a lot of the times, but it felt pretty easy and comfortable for me to adjust to, and I really did enjoy that 17-inch length. For me, coming from a tennis background, you know, having that little bit extra length kind of makes it closer to a tennis racket, not quite a tennis racket, but enough for me to be able to kind of get in there and really start being aggressive.
Okay, I think that about wraps it up. I just wanted to make one note about the grip. I did find that once I started playing and started sweating, it did feel a little bit slick to me, so I definitely had to add an overgrip to it, as you can see here. And for me, that's just one little thing to note about this paddle, but overall I think it's a really high performing paddle. It has all the features you want in a high performance paddle, like it's thermoformed, it is a raw carbon fiber face, and really the standout feature here is that extended length handle. That wraps it up for this review of the new CRUSH racket paddle. For more information on this paddle or anything else pickleball related, make sure you go to totalpickleball.com.